The city of Gadsden is getting a new master plan to guide its future development.
Mild temperatures continue across East Alabama, but some rainfall's on the way. We'll have the complete forecast coming up.
Coming up in sports, it was a busy night last night here in East Alabama with soccer, baseball, and softball all in action. We have the stats, scores, and recap from last night. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Mike Stedham.
And I'm Katie Edwards.
For the past 15 months, Gadsden city officials and a team of planners have been holding public hearings to develop a blueprint for the city's future. Tuesday night, the Grow Gadsden plan was unveiled to the public by Mayor Craig Ford. It calls for a variety of projects such as new fire stations and police precinct buildings, a pedestrian bridge across the Coosa River, the rerouting of US 411, a five-star hotel on the site of the current City Hall, and more development along the riverfront, including a new sports complex and miles of trails to make Gadsden a greener and more pedestrian-friendly city. Ford told an overcrowded crowd at the venue that creating this plan was a collaborative effort.
This is not my plan, it's not the council's plan, it's not any elected official's plan. This is your plan. We went around to all these meetings, and I didn't miss a one, and neither did our council members in their district, and we heard from you what you wanted, and this is what this is.
In the next couple of weeks, the Grow Gadsden plan will be presented to the city's planning commission and to the city council for formal adoption. Some of the work has already begun, such as a new fire station being built near Nakalula Falls. Other initiatives are still a long way off, such as the rerouting of US 411 from downtown Gadsden to Rainbow City. Ford says the city will need help from federal grants to make many of these projects a reality. And so far, they've been successful in finding some of that funding.
So we go to DC. We've been to Washington 3 times, and thank you for allowing us to go, but it pays off. Last year, I think we got $8.5 million in line item appropriations and we're very excited about that for Memorial Bridge, for relocation of 411 and some other things. So I have a little experience in Montgomery, and I realize if you don't ask, you don't get. So, you know, I don't mind asking.
When we return, a popular local restaurant says adios to its amigos.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
A long line of people extended from inside a Jacksonville restaurant to its parking lot Tuesday, the last day the popular eatery was open for business. Loco Mex, located on Pelham Road, announced Monday on Facebook that it would close its doors permanently the next day. By 5 p.m. Tuesday, the parking lot was packed and the dining room was crowded with patrons, many of them college-aged. The restaurant is known for offering low-cost Mexican cuisine and regular entertainment to local residents and JSU students. It was also one of the local venues that gave rise to popular country music star Riley Green, who had a weekly show there long before he achieved national fame. The restaurant's closure announcement garnered more than 200 reactions on Facebook, and more than 100 people commented beneath it. Nostalgic comments and photos from former employees and JSU alumni fill the comments section. One woman, Lindsay Barger, wrote, "Where I learned to bartend." Another, Libby Janot, commented, "This is definitely heart-shattering news." Another commenter, who identified himself as one of the original owners, said the business opened 14 years ago and had since changed hands. Attempts to reach the current owners for comment were not successful.
And when we come back, a popular local recreational spot will be closed for about a month while improvements are being made.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
The McClellan Development Authority has announced the closure of Lake Yahoo Park starting Monday so a paving project can take place. It'll be funded through a grant from the Alabama Department of Environmental Management. The paving will include the drives and parking lot by the lake, and it will take about 4 weeks to complete, weather permitting. Signs will be posted at the park's entrances and on the MDA's Facebook page for updates on the paving progress. An official reopening date will be announced toward the end of that 4-week period.
And I would say it would not take more than 4 weeks if we continue to have weather like we've had today.
Because, 71 degrees. I went out to Yahoo Lake just to, see it a little bit. And it's a great place, and we'll miss it for about 4 weeks. But as you say, if it stays dry, they'll get the paving done faster.
Well, let's join John Holder now in the EAN Weather Center. He's the one that's going to tell us what that weather is going to look like over the next few days. John?
Well, Mike and Katie, we do have more nice days coming up across East Alabama. A long stretch of nice days, in fact. We'll detail the forecast for all of East Alabama next.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
A beautiful late February day across East Alabama. Plenty of sunshine today. High temperatures reaching 70 degrees this afternoon. Again, about 10 degrees above the average. The low this morning still below average at 33 degrees, but those nighttime lows are about to rise as well. Record high temperature 80, the record low 17. Sun rising tomorrow. Look at that, 6:20, and the sun setting this evening at 5:33. Weather on your street for a Wednesday night. Take out to Gurney Avenue in Anniston downtown. Not as cold tonight in Midtown Anniston, only dropping down to 44 for the low tonight. Then during the day tomorrow, again, it's going to be very, very warm. Mostly cloudy, breezy. We're going to have conditions of 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30 tomorrow, but that will be a warm breeze on West Avenue in Piedmont tomorrow, with a high even warmer than today at 72 degrees. As we look to the start of the weekend in that Friday, Saturday time frame, Forest Avenue in Gadsden, clouds on Friday, turning to sunshine later on in the day, and mostly sunny skies for the weekend. Highs will be in the 60s. Here's the 7-day forecast. Small chance of rain coming up tomorrow afternoon late, about a 20% chance of that. The best chance of rain is going to be actually overnight tomorrow night. That'll be out of here by Friday morning, but the rain chance is very high, about a 90% chance of rain, maybe even a little thunder after midnight tomorrow night. Then just fantastic weather coming up for the weekend. 65 Friday, 63 Saturday. We're back to 70 degrees on Sunday. All of those days are going to be rain-free. The start of next week, even better. The warmest temperatures we have seen so far this year. 73 on Monday, 75 on Tuesday. That will be the warmest day so far in 2024. Some thunderstorms in the forecast by Wednesday. Some of those might be on the strong side as we close in on the severe weather season. We'll have to watch that. Still very warm, the high at 71 degrees. Let's look at these temperatures for tomorrow. This is your Thursday. A chance of rain again is only about, for us here in East Alabama, about 20-25%, something like that. And that's going to be late in the day. That'll be close to sunset tomorrow. But look at these temperatures. 70s across the board, 72 in Anniston, 70 in Gadsden. Look down to the south. This is the kind of temperatures that we're going to have next week. You see those 76-degree readings in Montgomery and Selma, down toward Troy and those places, flirting with the upper 70s. We won't quite see that yet, but by the middle of next week, we are going to see those numbers right here in East Alabama. Get ready for the warm weather that's coming, very spring-like, over the next several days. I'll be back here tomorrow morning with Weather at a Glance for your Thursday. We'll take an in-depth look at the forecast for the day tomorrow in East Alabama and an in-depth look at the forecast for all of East Alabama for the weekend and beyond coming up tomorrow night on EAN Local News. Right now it's sports time. Another sign that it's springtime. High school baseball is in full swing, and Namath Pitts has some high school baseball action for you right now. Namath?
Thanks, John. It took extra innings for a winner to come out on top at White Plains last night. Wellborn lost their home opener to the defending Class 1A state champions Appalachian. We have the recap from last night on the Diamond here in East Alabama. It took extra innings last night, but in the 8th inning, Mumford scored 4 runs to get the win over White Plains. Mason Brewer hit a 2-run double, which was one of 2 doubles that he hit last night. Alex Petty hit a run batting in double and finished the day with 2 runs batted in. Justin Nichols doubled and drove in 2 runs, and David Pettis had a single and 2 runs batted in. Austin Wynn went 3 for 5, including a double, and scored 3 runs. Petty pitched the first 5 innings, allowing 2 hits and 1 earned run with 5 strikeouts. Braden Nichols got the win in relief, striking out 5 batters in 3 innings of work. White Plains dropped their 2nd loss in a row and moved to 2-2 on the season overall. Wellborn could not keep up with the defending Class 1A state champions as Appalachian came to Wellborn and routed the Panthers 16-0. Tanner Bartlett earned the win for Appalachian. He surrendered 0 hits and 0 runs over 5 innings while striking out 9 and only walking 3. He opened the season with a no-hitter for Appalachian. For Wellborn, Brennan Talley, as you see on the mound right there, took the loss for the Panthers. He pitched 3 innings, giving up 14 runs. 6 of those were earned runs, while striking out 2 and giving up 5 walks. Appalachian got 10 hits in the game. Moore, Cole Gargis, Harvey, and Bartlett each got 2 hits apiece for the Eagles as they beat Wellborn 16-0. It must have been run rule night for not just Appalachian and Wellborn, but for softball as well in East Alabama, as Oxford hung 20 on Gadsden City and Mumford hung 15 on Faith Christian. We have the full summary of both run rule victories right now. Oxford opened area play with a dominating win over Gadsden City. Ashlyn Burns drove in 5 runs on 2 hits to lead Oxford batters. Burns hit an inside-the-park home run, a triple, and collected a walk. The Yellow Jackets got a double and 3 runs batted in from Kaylin Crosley. She also pitched 1 1/3 innings of scoreless relief for the Yellow Jackets. Emma Tim Becerra went 2 for 3 with 3 runs batted in, and Reagan Sanders singled and drove in 2 runs. Gadsden City walked 17 Oxford batters as the Yellow Jackets opened area play with a win on the road. Like Oxford, it was much of the same for Mumford, who dominated and made quick work of the Lions of Faith Christian. Mumford scored 9 runs in the 2nd inning. Kayston Latham hit a double, scored 1 run. A Faith Christian error led to another run, and Addison Britt hit an inside-the-park home run. It was all fireworks for Mumford's offense as they move forward to their next game, which will be Thursday against Oxford. Soccer was busy in East Alabama last night. Weaver and Faith Christian split their boy-girl action. White Plains dominated and swept their matchups at home. We have the soccer recap from last night. Weaver's Lena Johansson is pretty impressive on the wrestling mat as a 4-time state champion, but she's pretty impressive on the soccer field as well. Weaver's Lena Johansson and Ariana Richmond scored 2 goals apiece last night as they led the Weaver Bearcat girls past Faith Christian 4-0. If there was an MVP in the boys' game at Weaver last night, then it was Faith Christian goalie Ethan Taft, who recorded his first shutout. Faith Christian got 2 goals, one from striker Mason Blackstone, who scored a goal on Bruce Burnham's assist, and from Joseph Carroll, who scored on a direct kick as the Faith Christian boys split the evening at Weaver and got the boys' win 2-0. White Plains boys dominated Cleveland County from start to finish. When you scored 13 points, it means a lot of players contributed. It was just that for White Plains as Brandon Mendoza, Gaymar Perez, Ketcher Jenkins, Silas Strickland, and Caleb Good all scored for White Plains as they beat Cleveland County at home 13-3. The MVP last night out of all teams probably goes to White Plains' Lorelei McKenzie, who scored 4 goals last night as White Plains girls got the win at home. Emma Smith also contributed, scoring 1 goal for the Wildcats. They got the win at home as they defeated Cleveland County 5-1. And that's it for EAN Local Sports. Let's go back over to Mike and Katie.
Thanks for the update, Namath, and we thank you for watching today.
You can find us here online every weekday on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or on our website. Go to the platform of your choice and watch our news, sports, and weather content whenever it's convenient for you.
We'll see you back here Thursday for your news on your schedule.